Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode on the podcast. And today it's going to be like a Halloween themed episode because me and Katie like Halloween, so that's what we're going to do. And yeah, I'm joined with Katie, who was I guess let's say my former tutor and teacher at college. So yeah, Katie, it's great to speak to you after ages.
It's lovely to speak to you too. Really nice. Hi, I'm Katie and I love Halloween, and I used to teach at Marketfield College with Mason. I'm still there. But yeah, hello, nice to see you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good chat because been a good few years, hasn't it, since we
It's been
spoke?
ages. It's been so long. It's really weird because obviously it used to just be, hello, here's the register, blah, blah, blah. But now here we are on the podcast. We're going to talk about Halloween a bit. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be really fun. Um, but yeah, so with Halloween, have you got much planned?
So on Saturday night, I'm going to a Halloween event. It's called The Cursed. It's in Rayleigh. I don't know if anybody listening has been to anything like that, but it has a series of Halloweeny walkthroughs with different themes. So there's like oh, what's it called? They've sort of got like a haunted one where you walk through. They've got one that's sort of guys with chainsaws and bits like that. Lots of people have heard of the more famous Scares film. This is a little bit like that, but with different themed walkthroughs and stuff. Really good fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Yeah, like are you gonna be dressing up?
I don't know. I've got an 8-month baby
Yeah,
and
yeah,
he's got a little bat costume. He's certainly going to be dressing up this year. He's going to be a little bat. If you remember the lovely Mrs. Barry from college, she got him the bat costume, so he's going to be wearing that. And possibly the dog will dress up too. I don't know. I'd have to ask her. But if I can get something cute to put on her, she could maybe have bat wings as well or something. That'd be nice. Yeah.
yeah.
But we're just going to sort of carve some pumpkins and take the kids trick-or-treating. But of course, we're going to be going to this more spooky thing over the weekend, just like me and a few friends. My friend's taking her son who's 15, so we're going to do our best to scare him as well. But, we've got to, haven't we? That's our job.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to scare people. It's the whole point.
Exactly, that's the whole point of Halloween.
Yeah, yeah, you can't just be kind of nice. Oh, I'm not going to scare you.
Exactly, yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, like ha Halloween is nice. It's really fun, isn't it? Because you get to do lots of different things. Like I don't go trick or treating anymore because I think I'm too old.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
feel like I look out the window going to myself, oh, I'd love to go trick-or-treating. They'd be like, why is this like full-grown woman at the door?
yeah. Like I used to go when I was younger, but yeah, there's enough sweets that you can just buy in the shop, can't you? And then you just say,
Yeah, watch a scary film. I mean, even if you don't especially plan anything, it's just, I don't know, I'm probably silly, but when it comes to Halloween, I feel like there's almost this special feeling about it, a little bit like Christmas, but just in a spooky way. I love autumn anyway. I love when you get to that time of year where the leaves start to turn and you've got like lovely orange and yellow and red foliage everywhere. And I just sort of get that special feeling that time of year where I think, oh, Halloween's coming. I don't know, there's just some sort of thing you can't really describe about it, just that spooky feeling. And I love it, no matter what I'm doing.
yeah. Like we spoke about like spooky films. Like even if it's not Halloween, I watch horror or anything like that. I just love horror.
Yep, I do. I love horror. As you know, I
Yeah.
do. Always going on about spooky this and spooky that. And something else, I can't remember if it was while you were still at the college, but did I show you any of the props that I was making, Halloween stuff?
I think you might have because there's lots of Halloween going on. There was.
Yeah.
with you?
I might have done. I mean, well, what I did start to do was I actually began to make props for escape rooms. I don't know if you've ever done any escape rooms or not, Mason.
Yeah, yeah. I've done, I think, 2 escape rooms and I've escaped both times.
Oh, really good, really good. Where have you done your escape rooms?
I did one, you know, in the Colchester escape room.
Yeah.
I did the Sherlock Holmes one.
Oh, awesome. Yes, good
Um,
one.
um, I didn't do it on my own. Like, you can't do it on your own, can you? Yeah, you do it with a couple of people.
It's too hard, isn't it? You can't, yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's
yeah,
more fun in a group as well. It's more
yeah,
fun.
yeah. And I got out of it within seconds, I think. And then I did one in Nottingham. Um,
Oh, what was the theme on
uh,
that one?
um, there was a Cyberman one from Doctor Who.
That's why
Um,
you went then.
yeah, yeah. And although I know lots about Doctor Who, it's very difficult because you normally, when you have an escape room, you can go into another room when you're
Yeah.
in the escape room.
Yeah.
And I did it did it just in time. So that was really fun.
Well, the reason I mention escape rooms is because I designed some props for a couple of the escape rooms, one in Clacton and one of the ones in Colchester. If you see the pies in the Colchester escape room in the Sweeney Todd room, I made those. I just like making things. And if you go into the Damned horror room in Clacton, then there are some sort of nasty little horror bits that I've made in there as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
I like making sort of the blood and guts out of bits of recycling, you know, wrapping things in gaffer tape, paper mache, red paint, layers and layers of PVA glue. And you can make it look really effective and it costs very little, but it's great for Halloween as well, you know.
Yeah,
I love doing that sort of thing. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Have you done any escape rooms yourself? Like, oh,
I absolutely love escape rooms. I'm running out of escape rooms to do in the area because I've done so many. But me and my mother actually went to Poland for a week last year, I think it was, mainly because we heard that in Krakow, where we went, they have loads of escape rooms. We really wanted to go there anyway. And then when we heard they had tons of escape rooms, it was sold. We went and there were a lovely price over there. So we were going to a couple of escape rooms a day. It was just brilliant fun. I love them. I could go escape room after escape room after escape room all day.
yeah,
I'd like to start an escape room business, to be honest, one day.
you
It'd
should.
be really good. Get you to
Yeah,
put it on the podcast.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you decide I don't want to do teaching anymore, I'll just do escape room.
Yeah, it take quite a lot to stop me teaching, though, I imagine, because yeah, as you know from being in my lessons, I love teaching. I'm always jumping around at the front of the class, being silly, and I've got my mannequins in the classroom, always dressing them up as Macbeth and Ebenezer Scrooge and what have you. So it just brings it to life a little bit. I think, you know, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, it can be a little bit boring. And I think in our college, it just sort of helps to bring things to life a little bit. I hope, anyway. That's what
Yeah,
I hope.
yeah. It was always fun.
Oh,
Like,
good. I'm glad you did enjoy it
yeah,
because, you know, I don't like to everybody, let's sit and just read, you know, quietly and
it's boring, isn't it?
boring, like, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like, in school, whenever teachers would say, you know, um, you've got to like try to be quiet for 10 minutes. It's always hard because like if someone talks to you, like you are in a tough situation. Like, do you try to listen to the teacher, or you get easily distracted by this person that keeps saying your name and try to
It's
talk to you?
tough, isn't it? You feel like, oh, I don't want to be rude. This is the thing, it is really tough. It is really tough. And it's sort of getting around those things to try to make college, just a little bit easier and a little bit more enjoyable, isn't it? I suppose. Yes, obviously, you came from the Marketfield School to the Marketfield College, and you had an experience of those places, and you've had experiences of other places, haven't you?
Yeah.
And just it's just interesting how so many places do things differently.
Yeah.
I certainly try to make things accessible for everybody so that they can enjoy them,
Yeah. These are really good. Right. You was one of my favourite teachers. Well, my favourite teacher, so you're really good.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind of you to say. That
Yeah.
means a lot. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because not every teachers are kind, are they?
Oh.
Yeah.
I certainly hope I was
No.
kind and I wasn't
Yeah.
mean to you.
No, you weren't mean. You
Oh.
weren't mean. Um. But yeah, it was good fun, and your lessons and stuff, and um. Like you say, like if I like if people were stressed, you say you can have a few minutes somewhere else. So it was really cool.
Oh, good. No, I'm glad. I'm really glad you say that.
Yeah.
No, I just really hope that when people are, in my classroom, that they do feel that they can be calm and happy and that they can do well, don't feel stressed and like they're going to get in trouble or anything like that, because that doesn't help anybody, does it?
No.
So, no, I'm really glad you say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I like it's funny, like when if you ask a teacher, do you have like a favorite or like a student, do you have a favorite, and they're always going to say no, because you have to be kind, don't you? You can't just say you got a favorite, but deep down I think everyone has a favorite.
Yeah. Oh no, that's really sweet. I think, I think it's easy to have favorites, isn't it? But I think for me, I just think I really just love working with all of the staff, and I just think the students are amazing, and it's just an amazing feeling, really nice atmosphere there. I think, it's something really special. And the fact that, I am talking to you now, all this time later, that just means a huge, huge deal, doesn't it? Because most people wouldn't be having this conversation now, would they?
No.
That's just really nice. No, I'm really
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah. I like to keep in touch with people I like.
Yeah, absolutely. This is it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you going to come along to our alumni event that we've got happening at the end of this year?
What's that about?
Oh, have you not been told yet? Oh, I'm going to have to get onto them. Now, I'm going to check the date and give you an email, because we've got an alumni event, meaning so everybody who's left the college to come in for a big awards event, mainly just so that I can run at you screaming, going, oh my God, I haven't seen you in ages, and just, chew your ears off about what you've been doing. But it would mean the world to me if you did come along and that I could just see you in person and be like, hello, my gosh, how are you doing?
In the flesh.
In the flesh. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the details to you.
Yeah, I'll have to come.
Yeah, definitely.
It'd be good
fabulous.
fun. It'd be good fun because, like you say, we haven't seen each other in ages.
And you get to see all of the other teachers, and then obviously everybody else that was there, everyone from our form, everyone from the rest of the college. It'd be lovely. Really nice.
Yeah. Maybe go to a skate room.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? We'll organise these alumni trips and things. I mean, I've not been able to do much because obviously I've been off on maternity, but that's the sort of thing I'd like to start organising now that I am back in the saddle at the college. So that would be lovely. Go for little trips.
Yeah.
Love to.
Yeah. Was it I guess you missed being off, like, as well. Yeah.
Well, when I was off, I was away from the college for, good few months, and it was very strange. And I was quite unwell when I was pregnant with my baby Hugo. I was pretty unwell, so very strange through like a few months. But getting back to the college, I was thinking, yeah, in swing of things, really enjoying sort of teaching everybody and getting to know the new students. But, at the same time, I really miss my first form, and I can't wait to have you guys all come in for our sort of, I suppose, graduates little evening. So, yeah, that would be really special.
Yeah. Was that your first time, first year then, when I was there?
You were my first form at college. And, that's special, isn't it?
Yeah.
You guys, to have you all back together again at this event is going to be it's going to be brilliant. And it's going to be so nice for you to see each other again, I think, bit of a reunion.
Yeah, because I haven't spoke to anyone.
I think you'll be
Yeah,
really pleased to see people. It'll be
yeah.
lovely,
Yeah,
really nice.
it'll be cool because I've struggled to do things, because of COVID and seeing people, and like I do, like if people do meetups, like you see friends, and I can't go because it's too risky. So I would love to come.
Yeah, it's really tough. A friend of mine, he's immunocompromised as well through illness. And he has really, really struggled to go out at all, to communicate with anybody. And he's my age, he's in his 30s. So the fact that somebody of your age, have managed to branch out, through podcasting and things to work through having to be at home for your own safety. I think that's a really incredible thing that you've done. I'm really proud of you for doing it, to be honest. So well done.
Yeah,
Well done to
because
you.
it's tough because um like uh, how the world is not very nice, but like
Mm,
um like you've got people who don't understand, like they like if you say you're in compromise, have to still keep the meters back, like even now, still want to keep back because you just don't know, like
mm,
like like with COVID, like you'll say like stay back, and they'll say you haven't got COVID, and you still, if you've got COVID or not. I even before COVID hit, it was always risky, but even more so now. So it's just, I guess, raising that awareness for other people just to be mindful, you know.
yeah, I think that's really important because, like you say, there are people who don't realise the seriousness of this compromising of the immune system, and that, people who have this are vulnerable. And you're not being funny, you're not saying, oh, stay back just for no reason. It's to keep you safe, and people do need to understand that. And there are a lot of people that don't seem to understand the medical side of that. Yeah.
Mm.
Have you
Yeah,
got I mean, it'd be nice if there was a way of raising that awareness in another way. But I do think that, having a podcast and having people tune in, that's certainly, a big step for one person to take.
yeah,
So yeah, it's really good
yeah,
idea.
yeah. Like because of it's more so like the government saying that, yeah, like there's no reason for people not to go to do stuff now, and go in and do stuff, and like other people, like workplaces even, and other stuff, just take it from what they're saying. And like even if like you're on a course and you can't do certain things, but maybe because of Crohn's or anything, or what makes you compromised, it's just how people just have to try and understand a little bit, but you don't expect to understand fully, but just let let them learn, I guess. Yeah, but
Yeah, this is
yeah,
it. I mean, even if you don't fully understand the facts, it's having a respect for the fact that you are saying there's a medical reason why I need to be isolated or need to be careful if I'm not. And it's just that, even if people don't know the facts fully, it's just raising the awareness that people have to have that respect of what people are asking if they have got that. Yeah, absolutely. Mm.
yeah, yeah. Like when I went to Cardiff, I I got lost a little bit trying to find something. Um,
Oh, did you?
yeah, yeah, and then this person came up to me, like it was a bit, I think it was a bit deaf. Um, he was old. And he was saying, "Do you need help?" And he was getting closer and closer. Like you know, not even like normal distance, like you know, right up to you, and you had to kind of raise your voice because he was deaf and he couldn't hear you. And he got a bit funny, like saying, like you're not very nice, but it's just hard because like I think even more so without COVID and before it, people want to keep distance anyway because you don't want to be close to people anyway. But I know some people like to, but everyone's different, aren't they?
Mm. It's been very difficult, and these situations have brought up so many misunderstandings. And yeah, it's just sort of part of the nature of you know, your need to stay back from people, isn't it? That these things can be misunderstood and misinterpreted by people. No, it's been very difficult. It's not easy, is it? Mm.
How's it been for you? Like,
I think for the teaching community, for a lot of us, when we got to a certain stage of the lockdown, we were going in and doing bits of different teaching than what we would normally do. So we had to adapt to that, adapting to teaching from home. And I'm terrible with technology. Like I say, I'm very much like, oh, podcast, what's that? So when I was uh, doing that from home, teaching from home, that became quite a challenge. But I think for me, because as a person who is not immunocompromised, I was not so much afraid for myself, but for those people who were vulnerable. For example, certain members of my family, not being able to see them because I was concerned that going into school where there are people and then potentially taking something back to them at home, whether COVID or anything else, it's just one of those things. I wasn't worried about me because I think I'm fine, but trying to protect other people, it just made you quite nervous, didn't it?
yeah,
Certainly. Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
like you don't want to like pass anything on to anyone else and stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Have you had COVID, by the way?
No, I've been very lucky. I think
Yeah.
I've been very lucky. I think the vast majority of people have had COVID. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
quite lucky there. And you've been okay?
Yeah, I've never had it, but I know a lot of people that have.
Very good. No, absolutely. I know a lot of people who have as well. I think sounds like most people have had it by now. It's sort of very much out there all around. But yeah, you know, fingers crossed that we are going to head to a time when we don't need to worry as much.
Mm,
And, you know, that would hopefully make things a bit easier on yourself as
yeah,
well in
like
the
yeah,
situation as it is.
like each year I've been saying like because before COVID, like pandemic, I started doing driving lessons, um, and that I was nearly ready to do the test, um, and then COVID happens, and then I stop, and then each year I say I'll do it again
Goes
this year.
out, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Out of your brain.
yeah,
That's the thing. Driving lessons. I when I was learning to drive, you've got to have the driving lessons fairly close together. Otherwise, you just lose the knack, don't you? But I do think if you know, when you get back into it, you will have some of that muscle memory come back to you. It might take a little bit longer, but, you know, it won't all have gone completely. But, you know, it just might be a bit of a slow start,
Yeah.
you know.
I think my provisional license runs out in like 2028, so I hope I do it before then.
Oh, you will. You've
Yeah.
got time.
Yeah.
Oh dear. No,
Yeah.
you don't want to be my age before you learn to drive.
Yeah.
No, I reckon that'll be fine. It's really annoying though, if you were like right nearly there and then COVID hit and you had to stop your lessons.
Yeah. 'Cause
Frustrating. Being that close in the car to the instructor as well, I can see how that would be a no-no as
yeah,
well for you.
especially my driver, near enough every lesson, or maybe every few lessons, he would sneeze in the car. And it put me off driving, you know.
Oh dear.
Like,
COVID times.
yeah,
Oh, you sneezed again.
even before COVID, and then afterwards, he would want to shake my hand, and then sometimes be like, no, I don't want to shake your hand.
Got you. Shake my
Yeah,
hand. Basically.
yeah, yeah, and you think, how have the germs spread? Um, but I will tell you a little story, Katie,
Oh,
about
I like a story.
about that. Like, you know, the George Hotel, in Colchester, where the other day, I went in there for a drink and stuff, and then you know that you can have fruit in drinks and stuff. Well, I was getting served and like watching the person do it, and he had tongs within the fruit, but he was just bearing in mind he's touching money at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's putting his hands, his bare hands, touching maybe a strawberry or raspberry or cucumber, putting them in the drink, and then he'll give them to you. And I say, he do it again. It's not very hygienic, is it? Like you doing that, and the person's excuse was, I'm really busy. But the thing is, it weren't busy. I wouldn't have gone in there if it was, because I don't want to be around many people. So we was the only I was the only person getting served, and the tongs were actually in the thing, in the thing that he was picking.
Moving around the tongs to his hands.
Yeah. And then he apologized, saying, I'm not going to do it again. I don't know if he's good. He probably, I don't know. He probably should. I don't know whether to believe if he will do it again or he won't do it again, but it's not very hygienic. I think you get trained to that kind of stuff, don't you? Like,
Yeah, you do. You get trained.
yeah.
Or at least you should. You'd hope so.
You hope so, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, it does make you worry, doesn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, you think like people don't have common sense sometimes.
Like they say, common sense is not very common.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dearie me.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just that kind of stuff that like I would love to get back in it. Like, I'm not going to do my theory until maybe I can do some lessons, because like theory only has about, I think, maybe a year or two that you have to do testing.
Yes, I think so. It's been a while since I've looked at this sort of thing, but I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. It's something that when it's safe, I'll do it. Definitely.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing like being able to drive. It just gives you that lovely sense of freedom. And then obviously, even if you did feel a bit anxious again one day, you can still at least go for a drive. You know, even if it's just you can just go for a little drive, get out somewhere nice, like maybe, I don't know, Dedham, and get out and look at the water on your own and just have a little bit of a chill, and then, you know, get back in your car, off you go, just to get you out really. And it's nice, just makes you feel a bit more free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fresh air is nice.
absolutely. That's good to go and just sort of get out.
Yeah. Did you know I did a skydive?
You did a skydive?
Yeah.
When did you do a skydive? That sounds amazing.
Yeah. on my birth.
Scary.
It was on my birthday last month.
Oh, blimey. So, how did you find that?
I was calm.
I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I don't think I could do it, actually. Skydive.
I had it all recorded and everything.
Were you terrified?
Going up in the plane, I was shaking a little bit because I was the first out.
Got to say, considering what it is and that it's a skydive and jumping out of a plane, you're awful chill about this. But then again, it is you.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mason, this morning? I'd say to you and just be like,
Yeah.
fine, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
You just jumped out of a plane, Mason. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Great, I'm all right. Fairly chill.
Yeah.
You do make me laugh.
Yeah.
It's amazing. A skydive. Oh,
yeah, but the thing I was
God.
very scared about, or anxious a little bit about, because like the plane door wouldn't shut till like you go maybe a quarter way up, quite high, and then it went shut, and I was thinking, what's going on? And then it did shut eventually, and then I was attached to my guy, who attached me, and I was in there like going in a plane, trying to find a seatbelt to put on. He said, "No, you don't have to do that. I attach you to me."
Just stand here by the open door. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
And then he says, when you're at 16,000 feet in the air, he says, "You ready? You ready to go?" And I was like, "No." And then what I did is, because in the skydive you have to do this, so you're like this back, like this, and then your head has to go on his like shoulder kind of here. So you're like this. Your legs have to be between his legs, and then you have to do that, and then you do your free fall, which you have your goggles on as well, and then you're free falling in the air, and then once that's done, I thought you go a good 1,000 through the air, and then you stop when the parachute comes out, and then after that, my heart is beating really fast, and I wasn't letting go either. And then I was a little bit fainted. I was how I was at that point, and then
Oh, God.
and then I get to the floor, and then like you have to put your legs up. I was tired. I was I went for a sleep, and then it makes you hungry as well having a skydive. So you're really hungry afterwards.
Makes you hungry.
Yeah, I was eating afterwards.
Would you do another one?
Yeah, I would. But you've got to do it with me.
Oh, oh no, Mason, no.
Yeah.
Too scary for me. Oh, blimey. I think I'd just, pass out on the way down. That'd be it.
You can go on a plane though, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't jump out of one though, Mason.
Yeah. Do you know what the funny thing was? When we was going for the briefing, he said, if the plane crashes, we'll be all right. I could just jump out.
That is quite true though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear, we're going to crash. Should we just jump out? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. The thing is, when I was on the edge of the plane, I did not look down before I went. Like when you're at the edge of the plane, you can look down. Or it's like when you're on a ride, I guess. But you look down, don't you? Like if you're on a roller coaster, you try not to look down, because you don't want to. And I didn't. I didn't look down because I didn't want to. Probably make me more nervous than I was, and then I'm first out. It's actually pretty cool because everyone's looking at me, and you're out like so fast. Like you go out, like the others like are watching, and they're like, "Bye, see you on the ground." And I was first out, but one of the last down, so I was longest in the air out of everyone.
Well, you're a braver man than me. Anyway, I don't think I could do it.
I want to.
Um,
My next two kind of things like that is like the zip wire in Wales, because it's the fastest one
Oh
in Wales.
yes, I think I've heard about this.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I want to do that.
I think it was on The Apprentice at one stage.
Oh
I think so, yeah. I think they were
yeah.
selling trips to go on it or something. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Hmm.
Mm.
I wouldn't mind doing a bungee jump
You're going to do a bungee jump?
one day.
Blimey. No, you have to let me know. You have to send me a video.
Yeah, I'll send you a video of the Skydive. You have a look at it.
Please. Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
probably watch it going, oh
yeah,
no.
yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah,
dear
yeah.
me.
Like, do you like? Is there anything like you want to do in the future? Like, maybe not a skydive, but like go anywhere or see things.
I would quite like to. I'd like to publish a book.
Hmm.
I've been writing the same book for about the last 14 years, maybe.
Oh, really?
Ridiculous. It's going on and on and on, but well, never mind. But I'm starting to edit down and bits. So yeah, I'd like to publish a book. I would quite like to go to Lapland at Christmas. That would be nice. That sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
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 those are the sorts of things I think I'd like to do. No jumping out of planes for me.
yeah. Do you so with this book, like, what is it been? What kind of stuff you've been writing about?
So I've been writing what I suppose you would call they say like an epic. It's technically like a fantasy epic type thing. I need to get it sort of edited right down because it's a very long thing. We've got at least 160,000 words floating around. I need to edit it down, get a hopefully agent to look at it and tell me if it's rubbish or not. And then fingers crossed get it sorted. But yeah, it's sort of like a fantasy-ish epic, one of those really long ones. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You like reading, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like writing more though. I like writing. I
yeah, you like
do.
writing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah. I like a good comedy book though.
yeah, yeah. I do too. Although I'm not a massive reader, but I if I had to, I would prefer writing than reading.
I'm similar. Yeah, absolutely. I do like to write.
Yeah, because like if I'm in a class or some sort and they say to me, read from so and so, and I don't know where I am. It's like,
Mm,
because I'll just think of anything else. What am I doing afterwards? Because I guess reading bores me.
mm,
um, like if I'm writing about something I'm interested in, like what if like in English, for example, which you've probably done, like you'd say like write about your favorite thing or something like that, and I would find that easy because
And you're very well written. I think that's you know, that's something that would interest you. You've got something that you like and you wanted to write about that. Another thing is, as well as fictional reading, things that are non-fiction that might interest you. Like, for example, I like history. I'm very interested in a lot of history, lots of periods of history. Like I like reading about the Jacobeans and reading about Victorians. And then if you were to read something non-fiction, it could be something to do with, say, Doctor Who. And even though you could get some stories and bits, something to do with that behind the scenes might interest you actually. So
yeah,
yeah, depends what you're reading, I suppose.
yeah, I quite a lot of Doctor Who is part of history as well. So and they're the best kind of episodes. Like my favorite episodes involves a character called Madame de Pompadour. Um,
Mm.
and that is my favourite. So if I ever did look into history, I'd probably look into that character, like who is she and kind of stuff like that. And but yeah, and that, like Rosa Parks, even Rosa Parks and stuff like
Rosa
that.
Parks.
Yeah.
I used to work at a school where one of the houses was named after Rosa Parks. I was in Rosa Parks' house. Very special lady.
Yeah, it's like that. There's actually a Doctor Who episode related to that, and like which like because of course a lot of racism involved in it, and any particular episode I was a bit disappointed because they actually put a villain, and I think the villain should have been the racism, not like just put a different villain in. But yeah, those history episodes are the best ones, and
yeah, it's important to tackle issues even if it's in something like Doctor Who. I think that's a really good platform to do it through as well, especially for, you know, new generations that are watching Doctor Who as well.
yeah, because I was 5 when I watched it, and it was pretty scary at that age.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I was always saying, "Is this really gonna happen? Is this really gonna happen?" Because back then, like David Tennant was Doctor in there and stuff like that. So it was fun, and like still watching it today. So
people always reported when Doctor Who was first on television way back when, that they used to hide behind the sofa when it came on because the music scared them so much. Sounds like it had the same effect on you as a child as it did on those people all those years ago. So they brought that sense of fear to life again. I think that's really, you know, that's really interesting that they've done that.
like I think everyone has a fear that when you go to sleep, that there's someone under the bed. And then they did a couple of episodes around that, and I was always looking underneath. And even so, like you know, in the dark, like if in the middle of the night I'd need a toilet, and then it was really dark, I'd run back to my room. Because I always think there's someone there.
And there's always people who don't like to put one foot out the edge of the duvet because they think, oh no, I've got to be covered by the duvet, so I'm safe. But you know, sort of looking at Doctor Who and coming back to Halloween, I think people quite like to be scared, don't they? I think that's why people go on roller coasters, and it's why people like me go to these Halloween events where you have people jump out at you, because, you know, sometimes there can be something fun about being scared, depending on the person, of course. I had when I went to one of these Halloween events before, there were a couple of young girls, probably about 15 years old, going through this Halloween walkthrough, and one girl in front of us, she got so scared, she just went down to her knees in the middle of this walkthrough with this, you know, all these scary things happening. And she turned around to me and went, I can't do it. So I went, okay. And she was wearing a parka, so I put a hood over her head and I went, come on, dear, let's get you out of here. So as much as some people like it, being scared isn't fun for everyone, clearly.
It's yes, I guess, like, you, like, when people go to those things, you should think that in mind. If you're not like, don't like that kind of stuff, maybe you think about not going.
Oh, do you know what? When we came out of the place, and this poor girl with the parka hood up, she's there and she was crying and everything. And I turned round to her friend and I said, I don't think this is her cup of tea. I think you might need to take her home. Maybe this wasn't fun. This is it. Not everyone wants to be scared.
Right, we do though.
We do.
Yeah. Like, you know, when you watch those paranormal kind of things, like movies, do you believe that can be real in like real life?
Well, I'm a great skeptic. I don't really believe in any of these things, like, you know, the sort of the ghosts and monsters and witches and, you know, all the like the sort of bits like that. Although I really wish it was all true. I can't help but think, oh, I'd love if that was real. It would be just making the world so much more interesting. But I just wish it was true. In my heart of hearts, I don't believe in any of it. Sad.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Like it. Instead of pandemic, I would have much preferred like The Walking Dead or something like that.
Bring on a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
Mason prefers.
Yeah, because you probably know who's got the virus, then, don't you? So.
Yeah, exactly. That one over there, the one walking like a zombie.
Yeah.
Oh dear. I wouldn't survive 5 minutes in a zombie apocalypse. I just wouldn't. I'd be rubbish.
I'm sure you would.
No, I think you'd do better. You'd be all right. You'd be like, there's zombies on this plane. I'm going to jump out. I'll be fine. Chilled. And then I'll go for a burger. That'd be you.
Yeah, but you can actually do it in the dark, you know, a skydive.
You're joking. People do it in the dark.
Yeah. I didn't.
I say I like being scared, but that does scare me. Skydiving and in the dark.
Yeah.
Scary. Very scary.
Yeah, but the thing is, you know, like if you were on water and you were doing a skydive, you fell on the water, that would be like concrete.
Yeah.
Like you would be landing on concrete, and like you would probably think like it'd be fine. It's a water, like you're not landing on like the land like that, but it's much worse.
The tension created by the water, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like crack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very dangerous stuff. Yeah. Not good.
But if the first parachute doesn't work, the belly flop.
Like doing a belly flop, but much worse.
Yeah.
That principle of physics, I suppose.
Yeah. And then like if the first parachute doesn't work, you have another one. If that doesn't work, you have an automatic one.
Good.
Yeah.
As long as they've thought of everything.
Yeah, the automatic one is more for if like the the person who is doing like riding you is full of sleep or something, or something's happened to them, which you hope not. My experience didn't.
Yeah, yours didn't fall asleep.
But I did ask the people in the office, like, because they've done it loads of times. Like my person who done my skydive, did about 3,000. The camera woman did about 4,000. It's cool with the camera woman or man, but my mum was a woman. Like because we spoke beforehand, she made me really calm, and then she would she got them off a much harder job because she's going a lot faster than me. But I did ask the people in the office what is the best part of doing a skydive, and they just said surviving. And it's like okay,
they're not wrong, are they?
No, they're not wrong, but don't make me feel really bad.
It's funny though, isn't it? Yeah. It's not a funny thing to say. What's the best thing about that? Surviving.
Yeah. But what happened was, because it was a cloudy day to start with, I got there about 10:30, and then at lunchtime I did do it. But I got into the stuff, and then I had to get out because it was too cloudy first go. And then about 10 or 15 minutes later, I did get into the plane. I was last in the plane because I was first out. And it's pretty cool. I guess you feel like a little bit like a celebrity because you're getting filmed by the camerawoman in my case, and then pretty cool. And then she's like hanging off the plane as well when you're doing it all. So it's really fun, and yeah.
It sounds fun, but yeah. I'll leave it to you. Yeah.
Not for you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
It's great fun though. But so with like teaching, was that always your like dream job to be a teacher, was it?
I think I've always wanted to write, but it's not one of those jobs you can just go, I'm going to do this for a job, because you can spend forever writing and writing and writing. Meanwhile, how are you earning money? So, but I was adamant years ago that I wasn't going to be a teacher. I was like, what? I'm not going to be a teacher. I don't like children. But then, and teenagers, they're the worst. but actually became a teacher, and now teenagers quite like them. They're quite funny actually. So yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really like it now. Really do. I've
Yeah.
proven myself wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good you like it.
No, it is good.
Yeah. Well, so how many years have you been at the college now then for?
I joined in 2018.
So
So
18,
wow.
4, is it? Yeah,
Is that
2022
4
now.
years now? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
about
4.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, blimey. It's a while, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I've been a teacher for 5 years.
yeah,
There for 4 of those 5 years.
yeah. Where were you for the other year then?
I was at Ormiston in Sudbury, secondary school, and yeah, that was a lovely school as well. Really lovely school. I think for me, I just wanted to come to the college because it was just the kind of thing I was looking for, and I'm so glad I did, because as much as I loved it at Ormiston, I got to meet you guys and work with you guys, and that was fabulous,
Yeah,
and yeah, it was a really good move.
yeah, yeah. It was. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, teaching is like, I guess you like to be like in control. Like, I guess a little bit.
It's really weird because people think teachers have got loads of confidence and all that, and maybe it seems as though people who teach do, but I think for me it was just, I really wanted to kind of talk about my subject and try to kind of give that to people and help them along with it and bits, and standing at the front of the classroom, I can do that. But then I don't know, in other situations, I don't like being center of attention. For example, my wedding day, because it was me that was the center of attention. It wasn't that I was standing up the front talking about Shakespeare or whatever it was. That's the focus, the Shakespeare. On my wedding day, it was about me, and I hated that. I did not want it to be about me at all. I was like, oh, blimey, oh, I wish the ground would swallow me up. But being a teacher, it's sort of, it's all about the subject, it's all about the students, and I can handle that much better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because yeah. So, what was that kind of your first time working with people? Maybe need a bit more like support, or like have autism and stuff like that.
So I have I did my psychology degree, and then I moved into working in care and in mental health, and I worked with a lot of amazing people who had a lot of different needs, and that was, like I say, that was a very interesting time, very interesting indeed. And then I moved on to working in a pupil referral unit, and there were students who had a lot of very diverse needs, and that was a very interesting job also, before moving on to teacher training. And I only worked in a mainstream school for 1 year before moving into market field. So to be honest, I've worked with people with a massive range of personalities and different needs throughout my whole career. And yeah, that's very much my bag. It's very much, I think, what I love doing, really. And I'm really glad I do it. I'm really glad I have been doing it for as long as I have been.
Yeah, yeah. That's really cool because like it's always important that you like doing like your job and stuff. So
You've got
it's
to
yeah,
care, I
yeah,
think. And I know it might sound really sort of like, oh, but you have to care, and I do care, otherwise it's not an easy job. So you've got to care to do it. Otherwise you just wouldn't bother. You know,
yeah,
you do.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Like when I was at school, I did manage to get some like teacher training, even though they know the like they knew of autism and stuff. But I got my teacher training out after certain situations that weren't clear. Like I got told to go for lunch, and I just went for lunch. You know, sometimes that like now like I see it, but back then I'll just go for lunch, and that they say mean go for lunch like for lunchtime, and or they could just say go out to play or something like that, which would make much more sense. um,
Mm,
yeah,
this
and,
is it. I think that's something that, you know, you've got to understand when you're working in certain places is, you know, communication comes in all different forms and everybody's different. And it's just a way of finding, you know, you've got to get to know people and understand their way of communicating, really. And for you, obviously, that was something that if that is done, I mean, if that could have been done for you, you would have found that a lot easier. Hmm.
yeah, yeah, definitely would have. But and then I it got resolved in the end, and then like they got to teacher training. I think everyone did. So that was good. Like that happened. It was much easier. Um, it's almost like all the teachers got told off in a way, but um, it was good. It was good that that happened. Because before I went to Marketfield College, of course I went to the school. But I joined there in year eight. Yeah, it was definitely it was year eight, and then before that I went to n- a mainstream school which didn't really understand. They were like very like rushed. It's almost like Pac-Man. I always think that like Pac-Man, like when thinking of like that kind of pace because it's always a rush. There's nothing about like taking time.
Mm, yeah, absolutely. No, sometimes there's nothing worse than being rushed, is there?
No,
Make life a bit difficult and makes you sort of panic, and it's nicer to just sort of take your own pace. Mm,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. Like I've got a season ticket with Ipswich Town. Um,
Oh, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, but I haven't been able to go because of like COVID and stuff, and this season I haven't been able to go. I was hoping to go this month, but it like cases rise and stuff like that, and um, I can watch it at home, but I just want to go to a game. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's
maybe
ridiculous.
if not this year, hopefully next year.
Yeah, fingers crossed, hey.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Um, do you have a favorite scary movie?
What's your favorite
Yeah,
scary movie?
yeah,
Oh gosh, I think in recent years, I really like The Orphan. I thought that was a great twist. Not going to say what the twist is, no spoilers. But I also really like The Conjuring. That was one of the first films in years where the quality was just there and it came on. And
yeah,
the horrible things happened, and I was like, oh, it's quite horrible. Oh, it's brilliant. I like it. Mm,
yeah,
I think those ones.
yeah. I, I I like them too. Like there's a new one out at the moment called Smile, and I think in the cinema that was really good.
A friend of mine saw it the other day and she seemed to say it was good. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'll give that a look as well. Mm.
yeah, it is. Like even going to things like the cinema is really tough because whenever I go, I try to go and get like if they have a huge space in there. Um, and that's normally when people are at school. So if people are at school and stuff at college, and that's the best time to go
Mm.
to see a film. Um, I think the last one I saw was what's the one Tom Cruise was in? Um, Madrick. Yeah, it was Madrick. It was. Um,
Ooh,
that was early this year. Um,
was that good?
yeah, yeah, it was. I had good seats.
Ah, excellent.
I think recliner seats and stuff like that. And like I prefer the cinemas like more where Nottingham area because they are much bigger and you could have a recliner chair. Of course, the ones like in our area are maybe are not as big, and like they're pretty small, and I guess I just like recliner chairs.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be comfortable, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah, and it's great, and yeah, but Smile, it does really look like a good film.
Oh, I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to give that one a look for sure.
yeah, and we talked about Scream movies. We like the Scream movies.
Yes, I was thinking I'd really like the first one, and then I really did enjoy the fourth one. I thought that was a really good twist.
Yeah.
Really good.
What did you make of the last one? Like last one that's been like the fifth one.
Well, I struggled a little bit, and I think one of the main things I struggled with was that they didn't bring back oh, but they brought back Billy Loomis, but they didn't bring back, oh, what's his name? His friend, the other one, played by Matthew Lillard, who I thought was a hilarious character in the original. And I just thought, come on, bring him back, you know. And, you know, they didn't bring him back. But hey, never mind. It's just
Yeah,
me hoping.
yeah. We'll have to star in it in the next film.
Yeah, we'll be in the next one. They'll
Yeah,
let us be in it.
yeah, yeah. But do you know what I found really weird with the last Scream film? Because all the past Scream films I've watched is that like the first scene in it, like they get killed off, and in the last film, the person that I thought, which I didn't understand how they didn't get killed off after how many times they got stabbed. You know, in the last one, like I don't know how they were alive because like it's crazy. But normally in the Scream film that they would get killed off straight away and you wouldn't see them for the rest of the movie. But it was kind of based around the character, so it was a bit
Mm.
different.
No, like I say, number 1 and number 4 for me, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
like those.
I do like number. I think number 4 was probably the first one I watched.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good.
I don't think it matters what order you watch it in, really. Um, but yeah, it's a really good like French series. They've even got a Scream kind of related series on Netflix now. Haven't
Yes,
they?
yes. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. It's like we like a horror, don't we, Kate?
We like our horror. What can you
Yeah,
do?
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. So my favorite scary movie is actually Coraline.
Coraline.
Yeah,
Oh, that is creepy.
yeah, it's
I
very
mean, that's horrible, isn't it?
yeah.
What is it about it that you think is horrible?
Like when like the old lady and like she's not that old, but like the lady who's like in the closet and then all that kind of stuff. It just petrifies me. Like I haven't watched it for years, but that'll always be scary ones for me.
It is really nasty and it's supposed to be for kids and
Yeah.
sewing buttons in your eyes and stuff. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it's
yeah.
really horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nasty stuff.
It is really nasty. Like maybe like the clown.
Mm,
That that's a little bit scary, but I'm not that scared of clowns.
mm.
Um, are
A
you?
popular one.
Yeah, yeah. Are you scared of clowns?
No, no,
No,
don't mind
no.
clowns. I mean, I do think though that old Bill Skarsgård plays a really good Pennywise. He's got
Mm,
that face, hasn't he? He's just a
yeah,
bit. No, he's good. Do
yeah.
like him in that.
I think they're supposed to make a third one. I saw, but I don't understand that there needs to be one.
Yeah, they've kind of
Yeah,
finished up
yeah,
the original book story, haven't they, with the 1 and 2 parter.
yeah,
So I don't know what they do.
yeah.
Hmm.
Is there much that scares you?
Other than jumping out of a plane, probably not.
No.
Just that, probably jumping out of a plane.
You like? What about roller coasters? Do you like roller coasters?
I love them. Love them.
Yeah,
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 love a roller coaster. What about you?
yeah. I love roller coaster. Like I used to have like a ticket pass at the South End one. The South End theme park because I always used to go on the upside down ride. About loads of times, and yeah, I love it. Roller coasters. But I wouldn't compare it to the Skydive. It's definitely not. Like in the briefing that the person said, it's not like a roller coaster. Like you have to do a job as well as he does or her. So yeah, it's not compared to it, but I guess the free fall part you can kind of similar bits, but a lot faster than a roller coaster. But I love roller coasters; they're really cool.
Yeah, I do.
Do you prefer the upside down ones or not?
I like any
Oh, you
really.
like
I
any?
just like I like it all. I even like sort of going on the pier or wherever you go, like with these fairs. So I'm going on the waltzers. I
Yeah,
like them. They're a good laugh.
I got really dizzy on them.
Yeah, they make you feel really,
Yeah.
you know, get off and you're just like,
Oh, the teacups.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Waltzer's like a really fast version of a teacup, isn't it?
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. They're
Have you ever been to Walton Pier?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's changed now.
I haven't been there
Yeah,
lately.
yeah, because they changed it all round. And it's really changed because if you have epilepsy, you definitely don't want to go there.
Oh,
Uh,
is it very
um,
flashy?
because half of the like the pier bit is filled with like the machines, but like like the lights that they have before it goes near enough everywhere.
Mm.
So it's not really good that part. They've moved the bowling bit about and the go-karts have been moved, so it's all been moved and they've
Oh,
added bits in, but not the best.
no.
Um, um,
Oh, that's a
Clapton Pier.
shame.
I've been Clapton Pier for a while, but I do like Clapton Piers.
Mm.
But
No, they've really done that up. Yeah,
yeah,
there's loads of stuff there now.
yeah, because on the outside bit, like on Walton Pier, there's nothing. You just walk past, but on Clapton you can around like because the Clapton Piers that has loads of rides outside and Walton don't.
Yeah, it's true. But it's
Yeah,
got a lot more going for it at the minute, Clapton Pier, I think, than lots of other places. It's put a lot of money into it. There are loads of rides and loads of things going on. They really decorate it and do it up around Halloween and Christmas. Yeah, it's quite souped up these days. Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of Christmas, there's like loads of Christmas stuff going out even before Halloween and everything.
Halloween gets a bit forgotten, doesn't it? But I do
Yeah,
think it's important. I think it's important to have a little bit of a spooky time of year. Definitely.
yeah.
Can't all be glitter and Father Christmas, can it?
No, no. Like you've got to believe in Father Christmas though, I guess, every year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's definitely you can't forget about Halloween. Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah. Before we finish, Katie, because it's been great catching up.
That's been
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah. It's been ages. Do you have maybe any last words or any advice that you want to say about anything?
Oh, any last words or any advice? I think on the subject of keeping safe and sort of immunocompromisation, I think just respecting other people's respecting what other people are saying if they are immunocompromising. I think it's just so important that even if people don't understand the exact ins and outs of somebody's needs, that we are all respectful of people's space if they do have a need to stay back from people. I think that on the subject of kindness, I think that if people are watching this podcast, the kind of people that watch your podcast are the kind of people who probably are kind and accepting of everybody, whoever they are, whatever they like, whatever their interests are, or anything else anyway. But, you know, it's always a nice message just to be kind. And another thing is, I think, just to enjoy Halloween safely. And even if you don't do much, just carve a pumpkin, have a little spooky lunch with your family, or anything you can just to get in that nice, cozy, Halloweeny autumn mood. And
Yeah.
yeah, and just to say thank you to you for inviting me onto the podcast, and to say how lovely it's been to catch up with you, Mason.
Yeah, it's been really nice speaking to you, Katie, and I completely agree with what you were saying. It's like to just keep in mind of people, and yeah, and to enjoy Halloween. Watch a scary movie at 12 o'clock midnight.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I always do. Like it's best time to watch it in the dark, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't watch horror film in the daytime. Spoils
No,
it.
no. Like that film I recommended you before we started. You Are Not My Mother. I watched that at night time, so I'd watch it at night time.
Maybe I'll
Yeah,
watch it in a minute.
yeah, maybe, yeah,
Maybe that's the
yeah,
next
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay,
Maybe that's the next one.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, you have to let me know what you think.
I will be like, I'm really
Yeah.
scared. I hate you for recommending this.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
I'll have to give it a watch.
Not much that scares me, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It must be quite scary then.
yeah, just a bit. But yeah, thank you, Katie. It's been great speaking to you after about, is it 4 years or 3 years? About that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
2 or
something
3
like that.
yees, I don't know, but
Maybe.
it's been too long.
Yeah, too long. Next time we speak or like do something like this or meet in person, I'm sure it won't be like many years later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to have you come along to our graduate mixer we're having.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, you have to let me know like all the details.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? My Alexa thought when I said mixer, she thought that I said Alexa. She went, sorry, I don't know that one. Yeah, I'm going to find it out and I'm going to email it to you straight away after this. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
thanks, Katie.
Thank you.
It's been great. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and yeah, we'll speak soon.
Definitely.
Okay. Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. And
Thank
happy
you.
Halloween to everyone. Bye.
Happy Halloween, everyone. Bye.
Bye.